bringing you lights, camera, and action. A brand new show every Wednesday at 7 p.m. only on Awaz Entertainment. Hello everyone, good evening. I'm Kubra Ali and you're watching Lights, Camera, Action. I hope you all are doing well. Tonight we have a very special guest with us, the dazzling Mrs. Globe Curvey. But before we meet her, I would like to share some information about the remarkable pageant she represents. Mrs. Globe Curvey is a prestigious international pageant celebrating the beauty, elegance, and achievements of curvy women from around the world. Through various initiatives, Mrs. Globe Curvey encourages participants to make positive impact in their communities, advocating for social causes and inspiring others with their stories of resilience and success. So let me welcome Mrs. Curvey, Tabasum Khan. Hi Tabasum, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. First of all, congratulations for winning
Thank you
this
so much.
pageant.
Thank
How was your
you.
experience, Tabu? Can you share with us?
Oh, it was an amazing experience, and obviously, when you get the crown and you're recognized, it is always a good feeling. But to reach up to that level of having the crown and the win for the country you represent, it's a totally different feeling altogether. I'm blessed and I'm thankful that I got to win the crown. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tabu. So, Tabu, can you tell me more about the organization?
Yeah, definitely. So it is Mrs. Globe is led by Dr. Tracy. It is a 30-year-old organization, and it is into pageantry. So they are into pageantry for various, categories. There is Mrs. Curvey, which is like you see the regular pageantry which happens around the world. They have introduced two more sections to Mrs. Globe, which is Mrs. Globe Curvey and Mrs. Globe Classic. So Mrs. Globe Classic is a very distinguished, I would say, crown that is given to the lady who makes a difference in the society and is a bit curvy, and it is from size 12 to 18 that can participate in this, because we know that pageantry is more into thinner girls, slimmer girls, and there is a category, and people have this in their mind always that okay, you have to be a certain weight and certain vital stats and everything. So this is a different category which includes the women which are between the size 12 to 18. And yes, there is one more category which is classic, and this is to celebrate and crown the ladies who are doing a wonderful job and who are able to represent Mrs. Globe at a wider platform, but they are plus 45. So Mrs. Globe takes care of all these sectors, I would say, or different categories, wherein every women can be celebrated, be it her size, be it her age, because there comes a point when people think that okay, now I'm older, I cannot be participating in a pageant, and I'm old, and I'm bigger in size, so I do not fit in that category. So this is an exclusive pageantry that is especially for different kind of females. Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice. What are your further goals?
There are many goals, as we had an interview last time and we were discussing about women empowerment and other things. I want to also elaborate on what Mrs. Globe focuses on. Now, last time, as we discussed about women empowerment and giving them a lot of power and support and everything, there is one more thing which people generally forget when we talk about empowering the women. So that subject is to identify the cause or to eliminate the cause of women not getting empowered or not reaching that status that we look for in the society. So
Mhm.
that is the trauma that we are addressing in Mrs. Globe. So Dr. Tracy, she has a very good, reclaiming classes wherein she trains the females who are in trauma situation or who have passed through a trauma situation, and they are not able to cope up with the world, and they are not able to live freely in the world because they have so much of trauma which is bothering them, and they're not able to move forward in their life. So she also helps the women who have been in the trauma, and she also helps the female so that they can strengthen their inner, I would say they can empower themselves by knowing how to not be, subject to those kind of abuses and traumas. So there are so many types of abuses, there are so many types of traumas which not many people know about. So we're specifically talking about self love. So the specific thing that you we just discussed about different categories in, getting into the pageantry, like the curvy and the classic and everything. But then there are different and this is also because of the self love that you may have for yourself. So you think that you do not reach the end of the world by achieving a certain size because you do not fit in, or you, it is not the end of the world if you have crossed that age. So it addresses everything. Plus it helps the ladies who have faced the trauma, out of disrespect, out of their self humiliation, or people humiliating her for her size and other things. And yes, so it's not only for the people who are looking for entering into pageantry, but it is also for the women who need support to be stable in the society, to reach up to a level wherein they can support themselves and rise high. So yes, trauma and abuse, which is not very visible to anybody who doesn't understand, because people can see wounds and they can be like, oh my god, you're suffering and everything, but people do not realize what kind of trauma and emotional trauma can bring and abuse can bring. So Dr. Tracy has a, a full way of bringing out. So it is a complete step by step process wherein the person or the lady has to go through each class, and she realizes how she can, from the fears, from the disrespect, from the narcissism, from the abuse, from any trauma, she can overcome and reach up to a level of self love. So this is what she is focusing on specifically in all her classes, that self love is really important. Until and unless you love yourself, you cannot reach anywhere. And it is good and it is okay to say no to people who are humiliating you or disrespecting you, or who are troubling you and hindering your growth in any manner. So she is training them psychologically, or I would say emotionally, she's training them to overcome and empower themselves. Yeah.
Very nice. What are your further plans, Tabasum?
I want to spread this message across for the people who are listening to this interview, and I'm also meeting a lot of people to spread the awareness of self love, definitely. And I want to address, along with Dr. Tracy and her team, the causes and more knowledge about the subject. That okay, you are, it is okay to be, fitting into the society after whatever has happened in, your life, and you must get back to life. You have the right to be happy, and how you should uplift yourself. Because if we who are in the right place and who are in a good place do not come forward and support these women who are in need, then nobody else would. And we can understand it very well, because at any given point in time, I would say, at least, there have been chances that at some degree or some level, every woman has faced some kind of abuse or trauma, so they can understand the situation and they can help the other female. So I want to spread the message. I want to tell the women that you need to love yourself, you need to come out, you need to stop people telling you what you should be doing, and what you should not be doing, and how you are right fit for the society, at whatever shape, at whatever age, and with whatever background, or with whatever traumas you have had in your life. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Tabasum, for joining us today and discussing the pageant. It's truly inspiring to learn about the unique pageant and how it empowers women globally. I wish you and Mrs. Globe Curve continued success in your mission to support and uplift women everywhere. Thank you, everyone, for watching Lights, Camera, Action. I'll see you next week again. Have a wonderful night. Hi, I'm Kubra. I'm bringing you Lights, Camera, and Action, a brand new show every Wednesday at 7 p.m. only on Awaz Entertainment.